everyone, so welcome to the third mandala, and this one I've called Rustica, I think. I might change the name, who knows, but for the time being this is Rustica. And what I've used is I finally cracked open my Shapius Katona minis, the 10 gram minis. These are fab. So I made this one using the minis, and I ran out of some of the colors, like the willow green. So I'm going to make another one for the videos, and I'll use similar colors, but what I'll do is in the written pattern I'll actually list both colors. So for the video I'm not going to say which colors they are because they don't list the colors on the little minis, they just give the number. Alright, so where I can, if I'm starting a new little mini, then I'll just give you the number, but obviously in the written pattern you'll have the two colorways. You'll have this colorway and the one that's similar to it. So again, what you're going to need is a little bit of crafty, ow, I just bit my tongue. So I'm using again my embroidery hoops, so I still have 3 left. And then I removed the tension screw and added a key ring, from a key ring chain. And then I just hooked on one of my stitch markers because they're so pretty. In fact, I have a necklace with exactly the same tree of life motif. Okay, so as you can see, this is a little bit Christmassy or holiday themed. We're going to be making the leaves individually, we'll make the berries individually, and the center part has only 6 points and there's 14 rounds, so it's a nice quick pattern. And then of course you can add your bling. You don't need to attach this to an embroidery hoop, you can just use an ordinary craft hoop. Okay, so let's get on with it. I'm going to start at round number 1. So that's where I'll see you, at round number 1. Okay, the other thing I wanted to mention was that we're using a 3.5 millimeter hook. Get that into focus. There we go. Okay, so again, of course, the light is not great. Very, very cloudy, overcast, sort of end of spring day as we're going into summer. Alright, so the color I'm using here is a mocha brown. Obviously I will have the cut, you can match this up. Katona is more a sport weight yarn, not so much a DK yarn. So the maximum hook size recommendation is a 3.5 millimeter, and the smallest is a 2.5, I think. Okay, so now to begin round number 1, we're just going to make a magic ring, and we're going to be working, well, if I get this right, how many times have I made this? So we're just going to start with a chain 3, and then you're going to work 11 double crochets. So the pattern is 12 double crochets into a magic ring, and then to close you can slip stitch into your second double crochet, or you can work an invisible join. Okay, so you're just going to work 12 double crochets into your magic ring. I shall see you at the end of this round. So I'm closing off with an invisible join, just like that. Okay. and then just work in the ends. Okay, so that is round number 1, 12 double crochets into a magic ring, and I shall see you at round number 2. Okay, so we're on to round number 2, and round number 2 I'm going to be using this lovely pink. All right, again, the color will be listed. Where I've used the same color as in the mandala that I showed you, then there'll only be one color listed there. I'll only list the 2 colors if I'm using a substitute color. Seeing as I only have these tiny little minis and they don't go very far, they can make one mandala depending on, you know, where you're using the colors. But if you're using one of the colors quite a bit, then you might only be able to use the 10 grams. Now, for round number 2, we're actually going to work over the post. We're going to do half double crochet front posts, and we're going to work them not over the top of the stitch, but over the posts of the stitch. So you're just going to attach your color like so, and you're going to chain 2, which is equal to 1 half double crochet, and then you're going to go around your medallion like that, working 12 half double crochets. Okay, like that. Right, so you're just going to go around like so. Okay, so as I said, you're working around the post of your previous double crochets, all the way around like that. Okay, so then you should be able to see the tops of your double crochets from round number 1. So it's going to look like that. All right, so you're just going to go around like that and then slip stitch into the second half double crochet or work an invisible join, and then just tuck, pull your tails to the back and work them in. A word of advice: work in your tails for each round. Really, you will thank me, because otherwise things get very, very messy. Okay, all right, so you're just going to go around like that. Okay, so I shall see you at the end of round number 2 and the beginning of round number 3. Okay, so we are onto round number 3, and I'm using green. This is the green I'm using. Again, the color will be listed in the written pattern. Okay, but it's a lovely sort of meadow green. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to find your double crochets from round number 1, and you're just going to work a puff into the top of your stitch like so. So it's been a bit of a learning curve for me. I always start with a single crochet with these puffs, and your puff is going to be a yarn over times 4. So as I was saying, it's a bit of a learning curve for me because I have not used the Cartona before, and it's a mercerized cotton, so it's quite slippery. And there has to be, for me, there had to be a little bit of adjustment in the way that I crochet, because, or the way that I design, because this, the cotton is thinner. It's just different, as you can see. I'm not really struggling with it. I think I've got quite used to it after working the first mandala with it. I mean, you know, mandala number 3. I mean the first of this one, the one that I showed you. All right, so we're working yarn over times 4. I'm doing it rather awkwardly as usual. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we working yarn over times for puffs, and you should have 12. And to close, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of the beginning puff. All right. So the colors are fantastic. So the Katona has 109 colors, and it's been quite a thing trying to, decide on my colors. All right, and then when you finish, you're just going to slip stitch into the beginning puff and fasten off. Okay, so you should have 12 puffs. This is round number 3, and I shall see you at round number 4. Okie dokie, so we're on to round number 4, and the color I'm using is in fact the color that I used for the mandala that I showed you. Okay, so, and I think it's called apricot. Anyway, it's so gorgeous. It's just absolutely beautiful. Now, this is a little bit tricky, and it was in the written pattern a bit tricky to explain, but it's actually very easy. So what you're going to do is we are going to be working into the same space as the puffs, right? So sort of between the double crochets from round number 1. Probably the best way to do it is to just show you. And we're working on the wrong side. So we're working, right, so what you're going to do is insert your hook between any 2 puffs. Okay, let's find that one. And then into the space, the same space as your puff. So sort of between those, so where you worked your, okay, maybe a better way to explain, where you worked your puff into the top of the double crochets, you're going to work these double crochets between the double crochets, if you know what I mean. Sometimes it's difficult to explain, it's much easier to see. So we're working at the wrong side of our work. You're going to chain 3 unless you make a standing double crochet, right? And then we're going to chain 2. Okay, so yarn over, and again just going to sort of force your way into that little space. Chain 2, yarn over, again, right, so we've gone all the way around. So basically what you've done is you've created a little filler between your puffs, and the back is going to look like that. So you can see, okay, so that's the back. And then to close, you'll just work your last chain 2s, and you can just slip stitch around your beginning chain 3. Sorry I'm being so awkward, it's Monday morning. So I think I'm still trying to recover from the weekend, and to be honest, when I say recover, I mean from just doing a little bit of spring cleaning and catching up on all that sort of stuff, household chores. So now that is your round number 4. Okay, and that's the back. So your back's going to look like that. Right. Okay, so I'm going to see you at round number 5. So work in your ends, and I'll see you there. Okay, so I've had a cup of coffee and now my Monday morning is looking 2 thumbs up. All right, so the color we're using is root beer. So this is the same color that I worked for the sample piece. Rightio. So what we're going to do is we're going to be working into the space after every second puff. Okay, so you can start wherever you like. And the pattern is 4 half double crochets, chain 3, skip 2 puffs, 4 half double crochets, chain 3, skip 2 puffs. All right, so I started with a chain 2, which is equal to 1 half double crochet. So we've got 4 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and my hair is becoming so long and every now and again a piece of it gets entangled in my patterns. Good grief. Okay, so we chain 3, skip 2 puffs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 2 puffs, and into the next space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, skip 2 puffs, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're just going to carry on like that, okay? So you should end up with 6 times 4 half double crochets, so that is 24 half double crochets, right? Do this up. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. What's 6 times 4? 6 is 24, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Oh my goodness me, 4 times table, so basic. So you should have 24 half double crochets and you should have 6 chain 3s. And then to close, you'll just work your last chain 3 and then slip stitch into your second half double crochet, or you could work an invisible join. So that is round number 5. Color is root beer, and the only reason I remember that color is because I love root beer. Okay, and I shall see you at round number 6. So we are on to round number 6, and round number 6 I'm using the same color that I did for the sample piece. So this is silver blue, and I'm playing a little bit of yarn chicken here and I'm hoping I'll have enough because we have to make 6 4 trebles together, plus some chains, plus some single crochets. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work into the space between our 2 puffs from round number 3. So there's 2 puffs that we skipped. We're working into the space in between. And we're going to work chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to make, so basically simple 4 trebles together like that in between our puffs from round number 3. Okay, then we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to single crochet into a double crochet, so into the top. Okay, so you just need, I'll obviously have a picture, I'll show you the back as well. All right, and then you'll be able to see exactly where. So basically it's the double crochet that's behind the 4 half double crochets. Then we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to work into the space between our 2 skipped puffs, so don't get any other chains caught up in there. Okay, you can just hold them back with your finger that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to work into the top of that double crochet, going to make a single crochet, the double crochet that's behind your next 4 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over twice into the space between your 2 skipped puffs. 2, 3, 4 trebles together. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Right, so you're going to have 6 times 4 trebles together. You're going to have 12 times chain 4s, and you're going to have 6 single crochets. So your back's going to look like that. You're going to have a chain 2, a double crochet and a chain 2 between your single crochets, like that. Okay, so I shall see you at the end of this round, which is round number 6. And perhaps just to tell you how to finish off, you'll make your last chain 4 and slip stitch into the top of your first 4 trebles together. Okay, and then I shall see you at round number 7. Okie dokie, so we are on to round number 7, and the colour that I'm using is, I'm not sure, but the colour that I used for the sample piece was linen, which is this has a slightly pinker kind of tone to it, and the linen is a little bit more sort of flat. But I will list this colour in the written pattern. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is, as you can see, we're going to be working into our chain 4 spaces from our previous round, and we're going to be working 6 double crochets into each chain 4 space. So we should end up with 72 double crochets. You're just going to go all the way around like that, and then slip stitch into your second double crochet or work an invisible join. Okay, and that's pretty much round number 7. As I said, you should end up with 72 double crochets, and I shall see you at round number 8. So nice easy peasy round. So see you there. Okie dokie, so in the sample I used this colour, which is called rose wine. So I have that listed in the pattern, right? And I don't think I have enough of it because I'm going to be using quite a bit of it later on. So now I had to make a bit of a change, and I'm still mulling over which colour to use. I think I'm going to go for this. It's kind of a mulberry, sort of a squashed mulberry wine, that colour. Of course, that's not the colour, but the colour will be listed in the written pattern. Right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go all the way back to our round number 5, where we have our 4 half double crochets. Now I'm just going to fold that back, it's easier to work in. You're going to skip the first 2 half double crochets and into the space, into the next space before the next 2 half double crochets, we're going to be working 2 trebles with, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so chain 4, chain 1, so the chain 4 is equal to a treble, then a chain 1, and then a treble. Right, so we're working 2 trebles separated by a chain 1 space. Now we're going to skip 2 half double crochets. We're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to turn the work over, and we're going to work into that chain 3 space. So we're working in the same round, okay? Round number 5. We're going to single crochet into that chain 3 space. Then we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice, and we're going to do exactly the same. So we're working in the front of our work and we're also working at the back. So we're going to skip 2 half double crochets, going to work a treble, single crochet and a treble into that space, right? So we've skipped 2 half double crochets, and there we're going to skip those next 2 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 4, and now we're working at the back of our work, and we're going to single crochet into the chain 3 space from the same round, round number 5. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice, skip 2 half double crochets, and then 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and another treble. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oopsie. Just trying to stop my yarn from rolling off the table. Turn to the wrong side. 1 single crochet into the chain 3 space from round number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over twice. Skip 2 half double crochets. Work into the space. 1 treble, chain 1, 1 treble. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think I've showed you, excuse me, oh my goodness, I'm losing my voice. I think I've showed you enough times. 3, there we go. Okay, so you're going to have that going on. Right, oh, sorry, I'm losing my voice, oh my goodness. All right, so you should end up with 12 trebles, 6 chain 1s, so the chain 1s between them, and then you should end up with 12 chain 4s and 6 single crochets. Okay, so 6 chain 1s, 12 chain 4s, 6 single crochets and 12 trebles. Okay, and then the back is going to look like that. Okay, and you're just going to carry on like that, and then just slip stitch into the top of your beginning chain 4 to close, and fasten off and work in your ends. And I shall see you at round number 9. So did I say round number 8? I wasn't sure if I said what round this was. Okay, so round number 8, and I shall see you at round number 9. Okay, so we are on to round number 9, and round number 9, I'm using the same color, so you might want to use a different color, but then you'll have a slightly different effect, all right? So I'm using the silver blue. What we're going to be doing is working treble front posts over our 4 trebles together from the same color, round number 6, so same color, all right? But as I say, you're not locked into working the same color, but it is part of the sort of effect. So I would recommend it. So we're going to start with a treble front post. So I've done a chain 4, and then we're just going to work a chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, So this is a little bit tricky to work that treble front post when you've been working chains, but not impossible. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And again, 1, 2, treble front post over our next 4 trebles together. Okay. All right, so basically that's what you're doing. Okay, you're just working treble front posts over your 4 trebles together, and you're working a chain 12 in between. So you'll have 6 treble front posts and 6 chain 12s. And then you're going to go all the way around, and you'll slip stitch into the top of your chain 4, or if you do a standing treble front post, then you just slip stitch into the top of that. But I just did a chain 4, and you just slip stitch into the top of your chain, your beginning chain 4, and fasten off. Okay, and then I'll go off and do this very awkwardly and see you at round number 10. Okay, so we are on to round number 10, and round number 10 kind of pulled through the section where we're going to be working. So we're going to go back to our round number 7, and we're going to be working between 6 double crochets. So we're going to have 6 double crochets on the left, 6 double crochets on the right, and we are going to be working into the space between the 6 double crochets. Okay, and the color that I'm using is Vintage Pink, and it's the same color that I used for the test, the sample piece that I showed you. So now, also, we're working in front, so we're going to push those chain 12s to the back. We're going to push the chain 1 to the back, because we want to be working between our 2 trebles, like that. Okay? From round number 8. So now we're going to be working, the pattern is 1 popcorn, chain 1, 1 popcorn. So that's the pattern. So we're working into that joining space between our 6 double crochets and the next 6 double crochets. Right? So 3, 4, 5. Okay. Right, I always like to do that. Chain 1 to close, and then a chain 1, and then again. So now it's a little bit tricky, so make sure that you are not accidentally grabbing your chains from your previous rounds. So that's 3, 4, 5. Right, pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Then we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to work a single crochet into the single crochet from round number 8. So that's where we're attaching our chain 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over and into that space again between our 6 double crochets and our next 6 double crochets. 3, 4, 5, chain 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn your work over. Single crochet into our single crochet from round number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, and again. Okay, so just a little bit tricky. All you have to do is just insert your hook like that, and you just pull that joining space to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make your popcorn. Chain 1 to close, chain 1, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Make your popcorn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you're going to have that going on. Okay. Okay, so I'll see you at the end of this round and the beginning of round number 11. But to finish this round, you're just going to slip stitch into the top of your beginning popcorn. So you should have 12 popcorns. You should have 12 chain 4s. You should have 6 chain 1s between your popcorns, and you should have 6 single crochets over there. Okay, all right, so that is round number 10, and I shall see you at round number 11. So we are on to round number 11, and the color that I'm using is the same color that I used in round number 8, where we made those trebles with the single crochet in between. The chain 1, the single chain 1 space. All right, so there was something I wanted to mention, which is where I've done chains, like for example the chain 12s and so on and so forth. If you're working with cotton that doesn't have any stretch to it, if it's very, very stiff or so, you might want to add an extra chain or 2, okay? Your work shouldn't bunch up or fold up or do any odd things, okay? You should make sure that your chain spaces have got a lot of air to breathe, if you know what I mean. Okay, you don't want anything pulling funny. Now, round number 11, so I'm carrying on with this same color that I did for round number 8, and we're going to begin with a single crochet front post like this over our treble left of a popcorn. Okay, so the left treble. All right, so we're going to work single crochet front post over that treble. Now we're going to pop over to our chain 12. We're going to single crochet into our chain 12. All right, like that. Then we're going to work 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So working 4 double crochets into our chain 12. Then, so just move it over like that. Then we're going to work a single crochet and then we're going to work 2 double crochets. So we have a single crochet, 4 double crochets, a single crochet, 2 double crochets, and then we're going to work 1 treble. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip over our treble front post from round number 9. So we're working into the chain 12 from round number 9. We're skipping the treble front post. And then we're working a treble. After that chain 2, we're working 2 double crochets, working a single crochet, and then 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're working a single crochet, and then we work a single crochet front post over our next treble from round number 8. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So we chain 3 behind the popcorns, but you can work in front of the popcorns and then just pull the popcorns to the front, right? And then we're going to repeat everything that we just did. Single crochet front post over our next treble, single crochet into our chain 12 from round number 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet, 2 double crochets, one treble, chain 2, skip the treble front post, treble into the next chain 12, 1 double crochet, another double crochet, single crochet, 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 single crochet, and then a single crochet front post. Okay, so now you can see, you can just pull your little popcorns to the front like that. So you're going to have that going on, that little shape there. Okay, and that's basically what we're doing, right? So, and then don't forget that you are working that chain 3 behind your 2 popcorns in the chain 1 over there. All right, so now the stitch count is, all right, so the stitch count is 12 single crochet front posts, 6 chain 3, so we've got 12 single crochet front post, we've got 6 chain 3s. Then we have 6 chain 2s, we have 12 trebles because we have 2 in each section, and we have 72 double crochets because we have 6 times 12, so we have 4 double crochets plus 2, 4 double crochets plus 2, so we've got 6 and 6 and 6 and 6, so 6 times 12 is 72 double crochets, and we have 24 single crochets, okay, because we have 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets, that's 4 single crochets, and 4 sixes are 24. Okay, so that's your stitch count. You're going to go all the way around, and then you'll work your single crochet front post, you'll work your chain 3 and your single crochet front post, and you'll slip stitch into your first single crochet front post and fasten off. All right, so good luck, and I shall see you at the end of round number 11 and the beginning of round number 12. Okie, so we're on to round number 12, and the color that I'm using is the pink that we used here. Okay, so not 100% sure which pink that was. What pink? Soft rose. Is that it? That could be it. Soft rose. So it's the same color that I used in the sample piece. Now, what we're going, nice easy peasy round number 12. So what we're going to do is we are going to work a popcorn, one single popcorn, into that chain one space between our previous popcorns. Righty, so we're going to work 1, 2, 3. So we're going to just work 5 double crochet popcorn. Augusta. Augusta's actually trying to walk under the camera. Okay, like that. Then we're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to turn our work over and we are going to work single crochet into our previous single crochet from round number 10. Okay, so we're just attaching that chain 6 like that with a single crochet, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over and work another puff into that chain one, another popcorn into the chain one space between our 2 popcorns. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There goes Mr. Noisy Neighbor. Ah, yes. My days would not be the same if he wasn't riding up and down at least 6 times a day. And then a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you've never done my patterns before and you have not been on this journey of the noisy neighborhood, then this motorbike is the introduction to my very noisy neighbor who rides up and down all day, at least 6, sometimes more times a day, on his very noisy motorbike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he always seems to do it just as I start a video. It's the weirdest thing. Murphy's Law, right? Anyway, I think I'm quite used to it by now. Oh my goodness, behave. All right, okay. So you're just going to carry on like that. Right, so we're working. All right, so your popcorns are going to look like that. And then you'll have a chain 6, single crochet, chain 6. Popcorn, chain 6, single crochet, chain 6. And you'll just carry on like that. Okay, so you're going to end up with 6 popcorns, 12 chain 6s, and 6 1 single crochet. Okay, so that is round number 12, and I shall see you at round number 13. I should mention that to close, you're just going to work a slip stitch into the top of your first popcorn and fasten off. Okay, sometimes I just take for granted that you know how to finish, or you also following the written pattern, but obviously for some of you English isn't your first language, so you might just be following what I'm doing on the videos. So pity you can't just yell and say, Jen, show us how to finish off. Okay, so that is your round number 12, right? You're going to have, I haven't worked in all my ends, so you're going to have that going on, right? So I shall see you at round number 13. Okie dokie, so we're on to round number 13 and we're going back to our silver blue colour. And we're going to work on the wrong side. And we are just going to work, it's a bit tricky. So we're going to find that treble front post. And we're going to work, let's find one, there we go. And we're going to work a single crochet, but we're working at the back, right? So we're going to attach with a single crochet into the top of that treble front post, right, from round number 9. Then, if I can get myself untangled here, we're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to find that little chain space sticking, so behind our popcorn that we made, our single popcorn. If you look at the bottom of that, you'll see there's the little bit of chain 6 from from the chain 12 from round number 9. Right, and we are just going to work a single crochet into that. All right, I was just checking to make sure that it is round number 9, and indeed it is round number 9, of course. Single crochet, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, 1 single crochet into the top of the treble front post. Right, so I suggest that you do all of these rounds sort of the same color, you know, otherwise it might look a little bit messy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, we're going to work into that little piece of chain 12 that's poking through there from round number 9. We're going to work a single crochet, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, working on from the wrong side. Just going to work that single crochet into the top of the treble front post, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, and again into that little piece of chain 12 from round number 9, we do that single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, single crochet, let's see, I will get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay, so I haven't worked in my tails from previous round, but it's going to look like that. Right, so basically you've got those, you're going to have 12 times chain 6s and 12 single crochets. Okay, right, so I'm just checking my stitch count, 12 single crochets and 12 chain 6s. All right, so you're not really going to see any of that from the front, but we're laying a foundation chain so that we can work our final round. Okay, so that is round number 13. Color is silver blue, and when you get to the end, you're just going to slip stitch into your beginning single crochet that you worked into your first treble front post from round number 9, and then fasten off, and then work in all your ends. And here we are at our it's sort of our last round, and then the next rounds will be where we attach our work, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to begin with a single crochet into the top of any of our popcorn, this our single popcorn, right? Okay, and then into the chain 6 that we've just done from round number 13, you're going to work a single crochet, then you're going to work 5 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to work 2 trebles into that same chain 6 space, 2 trebles, chain 2. Now we're going to skip over our single crochet from our previous round, and we're going to 2 treble into our next chain 6, and then 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to single crochet into the top of our next popcorn. No, we're not going to do that. We are going to first single crochet into our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets, then a single crochet, then a single crochet into the top of our popcorn, then a single crochet into the next chain 6, and then 5 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 trebles, so we're going to do 1, 2, chain 2, skip our next single crochet into our next chain 6 space, 1 treble, another treble, 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet into the top of our puff, 1 single crochet into our next chain 6. We're just going to carry on like that. Okay. Right. So your work's going to look like that. Right, so you're just going to work your way all the way around, and then when you get to your first single crochet, you can just slip stitch into that same popcorn and fasten off. Okay, so I'm going to see you at the end of this round before we go on to the next one. Okay, so to close, as I said, you're just going to slip stitch into your first popcorn that you made that single crochet into. Right, so it's going to look like that. That's going to be the back. That's going to be the front. Now, the next part we're going to be doing is really your attaching paraphernalia. It's way I can think of calling it. All right, so now this actually has quite a lot of stretch to it. So initially I made 4 puffs, then I made 3, then I made 2, and I found that 2 was actually more than enough. So what you're going to do is you're going to find your chain 2 from the previous round. And now we're going to work yarn over times 5 puff. So just a normal puff, 3, 4, 5. Right. Then we're going to yarn over and we're going to work into that same puff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, that wasn't really the greatest puff. Let me try that again. 1, you have to keep your wrist quite loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's a little bit tricky, but it does work. There we go. Right. And then fasten off and leave quite a decent tail because you're going to use that to secure. Right, so this tail you'll just work in. All right, this tail you'll work away, and this tail you'll use to attach. All right, like that. So you want to make sure that your puff reaches right to the beginning of your hoop, like that. So not over, and you don't want to see this strand, okay? So you need to do it actually quite tight. So what we're going to do is we're going to work those 2 puffs into all of our chain 2s, and then I'll see you when we've done that. Okay, so now we're going to do a leaf, and then of course you can use this leaf pattern to make as many leaves as you like. And this is a very basic leaf pattern. You can have a look on YouTube. There are so many YouTube tutorials and websites, etc., that show you how to make basic leaves and then also fancier leaves. So you don't need to do this simple little leaf. Okay, you can fancy it up or fancy it down. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to chain 7. Okay, let me try that again. So first of all, we're going to work a slip stitch. I made my slip stitch too tight. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we are going to work a single crochet into the next chain from the hook. So not into that one, all right, but into that one. We're going to work a single crochet, then we're going to work a half double crochet into the next top loop of our chain, then we're going to work a double crochet, going to work another double crochet, excuse me, then we're going to work a half double crochet, and then we're going to work a single crochet. All right, so you're working into those top strands of your chain. Then you're going to chain 1, and now into that little loopy bit over there you're going to work a single crochet. So this is the way I'm doing them, so just pull that tight. Now you're going to yarn over, and if you turn your work sideways like this, you can see it's almost as if you have another set of stitches. You're going to work into the strand under the top. So you've got that strand now at the bottom, and you're going to work into the top strand. So you're going to make a half double crochet. So it's into that sort of top back strand, half double crochet, then you're going to work a double crochet. So we've got a half double crochet, double crochet, and now a little bit difficult to see, another double crochet, I think that's the right strand. It's a bit tricky, yes, that's the right strand, another double crochet, and a half double crochet. I could be making a total hash of this. It seems to be working out. And then a single crochet. So the point of working into the back is so that you have that little spine going down the center of your leaf. Now chain 2, and also don't take my pattern as gospel, okay? I just sort of made this up. So you're going to chain 2, and then you are going to, of course, now that I need my trusty, oh, there it is. Right, so you've got your chain 2, and then you're going to take your tail and just work it into that first stitch like that, and then work it into the back of the last chain like so. Okay, it's not a perfect leaf, but I was satisfied with it. It was good enough. Now the way that I did it was I just gently worked the tail. So don't pull this tail tight, because then you're going to lose that little point. So just work it gently to the back, to the bottom, at the back, but going down to the bottom. So you can skip a few of these little loops. You're going to go all the way down like that, right, like so, and that's your little leaf. Well, let's rather say that's my little leaf. You might look at this and just be killing yourself laughing and going, oh my goodness, no thank you, I'll go and find my own pattern. All right, and then as I've done, so as I say, I don't want to lock you into any specifics here. You can work your ends away, and you can use your glue gun and you can glue these leaves on, okay? But I attached them like so. Right, so just make sure you've got the right side facing. So this is kind of something that you want to do, you're busy watching Netflix or something, and you just want to quietly make little leaves and attach them wherever you see fit. Okay, use your artistic creative license. There you go. And the leaves actually are quite nice and firm, so they're not going to flop around anywhere. All right, so that's basically, I'm not going to do all of them, because you can do them, but I attached one over there, I attached one over there, and then I attached the other one into the top puff like that, so it kind of went over the hoop, and then I attached other ones in between, and I'm going to make the berry, and the berry I attached into this little section over here. Right, so I just attached the berry there and then sort of worked the tails up the back end of the puffs and just hid them away like that, okay? So I'll show you. Right, right, and then also, of course, you know, make your leaves using different colors. You don't have to use the same colors. Okay, so I just want to show you. So the sun is really following me now. So as you can see, I attached the little berry over there and then just worked. So I didn't work in those tails because this was a sample piece, but I just worked things like that. So okay, but as I say, you don't have to attach your leaves using the tail ends of the leaf. You can actually just glue them on, and you can glue the berry on as well, and you can glue as many berries as you like. Okay, because I'm going to do a couple of more berries, so the final pick will look a little bit different. Trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, I had to show you how to make the little berry. So the little berry is super easy. You just work, no, you don't do that. You work a magic ring, and then into your magic ring you're going to work 6 double crochets together. So we're going to start with a chain 3, and then so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right, and then just snip off, pull through, pull that side, and then what I did was just tie the 2 ends together like that, and then that gives you a little berry. Not completely round, it's just the little top part, which is all you need, because that also attaches nicely into your spaces, you know. But you can make your berries any way that you like, but this was a nice, simple, easy way, and it was just the right size as well. Okay, so 6 double crochet cluster into a magic ring, tie the 2 ends together, and then attach as you please. All right, so for example, this one, and I would do it once the leaves are all done. So you just attach it wherever you see fit. Okay, so I think that's pretty much everything that you need to know. And that is the Rustica Mandala. And I hope you enjoyed doing this fun project with me, and that I hope to see many, many more of these popping up all over the show, because they really are pretty and they make a great Christmas gift, and they look gorgeous just kind of up on the wall in your home, or dangling from a cupboard, or anything you fancy. Okay, so that's the Rustica Mandala done and dusted, and I shall see you soon when we do mandala number 4, which is going to be a water themed mandala. I think I already have the idea for it. Okay, so see you in crochet land.